Hello, everyone, and welcome to this week's edition of Ask Coach Marie. I'm Marie O'Neill, founder of Padma Life Coaching, and your host on this series. This is the place where you ask a question and I give my unique opinion as a life renewal coach, astrologer, and past life regression facilitator. Please know that I'm not a therapist and I will never tell you what you must do. Each week on Fridays, a new video is released with me answering 2 questions from the viewers. I also talk about various other life renewal topics. Let's go ahead and get started with the questions for this week. Our first question comes from Byron in Brooklyn, New York. And Byron writes, I'm looking for a new job in biotechnology that fits with my value system. So far, without much success. It makes me wonder if I should leave the industry. What are your thoughts about this? This is a really good question, Byron, and I do thank you for asking me. I did a bit of research on the biotechnology industry because I am not that familiar with the industry. What I found, of course, is that there are a variety of different aspects to the industry and different areas that you can work in if you are in that industry. I mean, you can work in research or pharmaceuticals. You can work with patients. There's just a lot of areas available to you. I say this because before you leave the industry, my recommendation would be for you to continue researching and looking for work that fits with your value system. Now, you didn't mention in your question what your value system is, so I'm not able to even assume what it is. Are you looking for places that value sustainability or animal welfare? Are you looking for places that, research transparency? All of this plays into the area in the biotech industry where you would actually do your research. So my suggestion would be, of course, make sure you know clearly what you value. Look for companies that fit those values because they have to be out there. I mean, are you looking to work in the private industry or private sector or public sector? Do you want to work for a large company or a small company? You can go to, I believe LinkedIn is a good place to go. And then also there's Glassdoor. That's another good place to go to look for work in the biotech industry. Take a look, of course, at your value system and rank what it is you're looking for, the values that you have. Is it extremely important for you to work in the public sector or private sector? Is it extremely important for you to work for a company that has sustainability at the top of its list? You also want to research the people who work at these companies, who's the leaders of the company. What are their value system? Are they looking at profitability and shareholder profits over quality? You want to take a look at that too. Anyway, I hope this helps you with your search. I know that you went through some tremendous education to be in the industry. I wish you well. My recommendation would be for you to continue your search and exhaust all avenues before you actually make the decision to leave the industry. All right, thank you for asking that question. Now, because of the question that Byron asked, the topic for today is the value system, our value system. What is it? Where does it come from? Why is it important? Well, we develop our value system, first of all, from our parents, our siblings, the neighborhood we we're raised in, the schools we went to, because we're constantly being taught what to believe. And we usually take on the value system of our parents and siblings in the community that we live in before anything else. That's the first place we get our values. Then, of course, we go off and go to college or some type of education, and a value system shifts there. Then there is the societal value systems. We usually take on some of those value systems from society, and this is, overall how we develop our values. Now, value systems, they change over time. There are root values that a lot of times don't change. That doesn't mean that they're right or wrong, but that they're, so deeply ingrained within us that we hold on to them tightly. It's important to know what your value system is, because that is going to help keep you from flailing in life. It helps ground you. It helps you with figuring out where to work, who to marry, where do you want to live, what type of person you want to be. My advice to anybody is to contemplate their value system. What is it they value? And has that shifted over time? Look at what you valued when you were a teenager or a young adult, and then look at what you value now. Is it the same? Are there some things about your value system that have shifted? So anyway, that's what I wanted to mention today. All right, let's move on to our next question. And our next question comes from Tevia, who is in Bend, Oregon. I apologize if I pronounced your name incorrectly. All right. The question is, I'm 25 years old and would like to go back to school. My reason is so that I can obtain a job that I can have long term. Do you have any ideas of the current job market trends and the most in-demand skills? That's a good question. And I did a bit of research to see what the job trends are. And I'll talk to you about that in just a second. Before I do, make sure that you know what you value. I've just talked about value system. You want to make sure you know what you value, because that is going to be a primary determinant in the research that you do and the type of company that you want to work for. Look at that first. One of the first trends, of course, that I found was AI. It's pretty much in its infancy. So that is an area that you might want to explore, especially if you have technological skills. The next area that I found is there's an issue with what they call the tech talent crunch. The demand for tech talent continues to outpace the supply, creating intense competition for skilled workers. So that's one area that you might want to consider. Then there is the gig economy, or working for yourself. The gig economy would be really freelancing. A lot of people have decided that they want to work for themselves, small businesses, and that's pretty much the gig economy. So if you don't have an issue working for yourself, or if that's something that you might want to consider, I would certainly look into working for yourself. There's lots of rewards in doing that. There are challenges too, and you have to, of course, weigh the challenges and the advantages and see what works for you. One of the things that I saw when I was doing research on this question is that companies are valuing the soft skills. And soft skills would be skills such as being able to communicate well, being able to problem solve. Are you able to collaborate? Because companies want people who can come together as a team and collaborate to come up with solutions. There is the green economy. And the green economy really boils down to economies that focus on sustainability. You're looking at industries that are sustainable industries, such as the energy. Maybe solar is an industry that you would be interested in. Anything that is related to sustainability, that is called the green industry. And so that might be an area that you would be interested in. Another area that is trending is the healthcare industry. We have an aging population, and therefore the healthcare industry, it's critical that that particular industry have people who are qualified, who can come in and work. And, the healthcare industry has a lot of different professions available to it. So that's another industry that you can look into. I hope that this has been of benefit to you. Please let me know which industry you decided to research and which industry you decided to work in. I am excited for you. All right, we have come to the end of the questions for this week. I thank you for spending your time listening to me answer questions from viewers. And if you have a question that you'd like me to answer for you, please send it to padmacoach@icloud.com. That's padmacoach@icloud.com. If you would like to learn more about me and how I became a life coach and an astrologer and past life regression facilitator, please check out my book. You can find it on any of the online book platforms, such as Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Walmart, Target, books. And the title is And the Lotus Opened, a Memoir. In it, I talk about my life and how I worked through life issues that I had in hopes to give you motivation to know that you can do the same too. If you would like to learn more about the services I offer, please check out the website, padmalifecoaching.com. On the website, you can order services such as astrology readings, life coaching sessions, past life regression sessions. You can also send me an email. That is it for today. I look forward to seeing you back here next week. Bye-bye.